Eligibility, recruitment, selection, enrollment, attendance. The only two requirements that must be met for a child to be eligible for Head Start is age and income. Categorically, automatic eligibility. For the purpose of eligibility, a child from a family that is homeless, receiving public assistance, or a child in foster care is eligible even if the family income exceeds the income guidelines. Homeless, foster children, families receiving public assistance. Each child enrolled in a Head Start program must allow to remain in Head Start until kindergarten, except that Head Start program may choose not to enroll a child when there is a change in the child's family income and there is a child with a greater need for Head Start services. Is participating in a Head Start program, he or she remains income eligible through that enrollment year, and the immediately succeeding enrollment year applies to all eligible categories. Does the family income of children entering Head Start or third year need to be re-verified? Children enrolled in early Head Start program that were enrolled as income eligible, children remain eligible throughout their time in early Head Start, even if they are being provided a third year of service. Family income in this situation does not have to be re-verified. Children enrolled as income eligible that are transitioning from early Head Start to Head Start must have their family incomes re-verified. To be automatically age eligible for Head Start, a child must be 3 or 4 years of age based on your state. If a child will turn 3 after school begins, but on or before based on your state, he is also automatically age eligible and may be enrolled and begin in August, even though he will be only 2 years old at that time. What can be used to verify the age of a child? Birth certificate, hospital certificate, letter from community-based services, health department, immunization certificate. 90% of the children that are enrolled in a program must have a total family income that is below the National Poverty Guideline. Only 10% of children enrolled have family incomes above the poverty guideline. Income means that total cash receipt before taxes from all sources for each member of the child's family, including unemployment checks, alimony payments, child support, military payment, income from rental property, Social Security payment. What documents can be used to determine the income of a family? Individual tax forms such as 1040, W-2 forms, pay stubs, documentation from court systems, alimony, child support, etc. Proof of public assistance, TANF and SSI, letter from employer. The last resort for income documentation is a signed statement from the parent.
One of the most important things for an interviewer to know is the Head Start definition of family. Family means all persons living in the same household who are supported by the income of the parents or guardian of the child enrolling in the program and related to the parents or guardian by blood, marriage, or adoption.
Does that include food stamps, tax refunds, compensation for injury, sale of property, gifts? No, not at all. The Head Start program performance standards set a minimum percentage for the number of enrollees, with 90% of enrollees must be income eligible based upon federal guidelines, receiving public assistance in foster placement or homeless. No more than 10% of enrollees may be over income according to the federal poverty guidelines. No less than 10% of early Head Start and Head Start enrollees must be children with a diagnosed disability and a verified individual family service plan or individual education plan. age must a child be in order to be considered eligible for Head Start? A low-income child who will turn 3 by the date used by the local school system to determine kindergarten eligibility is considered to be a Head Start eligible child and may be enrolled as 3-year-old in the local Head Start program. Categorical eligibility meets age requirements if eligible for public assistance, TANF assistance, SSI are the only programs which qualify as public assistance for determining Head Start eligibility. Foster care and homeless. For our purpose, a child only has income in one particular situation. What is it? The only time a child will have income is when he is in foster or kinship care. In this situation, the interviewer does not need to see any other income from the family other than the amount received for the child. What is recruitment? Recruitment is a systematic process through the use and development of recruitment plans, of identifying families in the community with children who are age and income eligible for Head Start and providing them information about the program and how they can apply enrollment. Head Start also actively recruits families with a child with special needs, an IEP or IFSP, or a diagnosed disability. Children who are enrolled in Head Start must be from the lowest income families in the community. The Head Start recruitment process requires full program enrollment. Applications are to be taken from as many Head Start eligible families living within the recruitment area as possible throughout the program year. This allows for a waiting list to be established so that as vacancies occur, slots are filled as quickly as possible. Put up notices about your program on bulletin boards, at grocery stores, hardware stores, office supply stores, restaurants, and schools. Go to community events, invite people to visit the program. Send out frequent press release. Go door to door. Distribute newsletter widely. Write letters to the editor about issues that affect your program. Letters that get printed in magazines and newspapers carry a lot of weight. Call into radio talk shows. Make your comments and identify yourself and what you do. You never know who may be listening. Phone-a-thon, call everyone you know and tell them you are recruiting through a poster or flyer for your program. Make sure your program is listed in all area phone directories, specialized community directories too. Connect your program with other community campaigns, help out with the events and share the publicity. Hold an open house, invite the community to your program. Sponsor an artist. Have a talented artist to do a mural on a wall or help the children do a mural. Publicize the event and invite the community. Frame articles about your program. Keep a notebook of positive press. How do we select children for the program? Each Head Start program must have a formal process for establishing selection criteria and for selecting children and families that consider all eligible applicants for Head Start services. In selecting the children and families to be served, your criteria must be based on the following. Income of eligible families. Family income must be within the approved federal poverty guidelines. Families receiving public assistance to be age eligible for Head Start services. At least 10% of the total number of enrollment opportunities must be made available to children with disabilities. Head Start programs must develop at the beginning of each enrollment year and maintain during the year a waiting list that ranks children according to the program selection criteria. The BGC Head Start program will conduct a selection every Friday throughout the year if a slot becomes vacant. Every April, the BGC Head Start program will begin to fill the slots for the upcoming school year throughout the selection process every Friday. Over-income slots will not be considered until the program is 90% full. An entity may consider evidence of family income during the 12 months preceding the month in which the application is submitted, or during the calendar year preceding the calendar year in which the applicant is submitted, whichever more accurately reflects the need of the family at the time of application. Enrollment means the official acceptance of a family by a Head Start program and the completion of all procedures necessary for a child and family to begin receiving services. Full enrollment must be maintained at all times. However, full classrooms does not. Head Start does not enroll children on first-come, first-served basis. How long can a child remain on a waiting list without needing re-verification? 12 months. Note, when considering a child for enrollment or re-enrollment, if it has been more than 12 months since income was verified, a new application and eligibility verification form must be completed. When a child is eligible for their third year of Head Start, should a new application be completed? Yes. A third-year child must have a new application and eligibility verification form completed. Income must be re-verified. If a mother tells the interviewer that her husband moved out last week, should his income be counted? No. We accept the current situation, and if the mother says the father is not in the home, the interviewer will accept that as the truth. Question: a family was verified for the program year, left the program within the same school year, and wishes to return within the same school year. Does the family have to be re-verified if the income is still current? Answer: yes. If a family was determined eligible for the program, was enrolled, and then is terminated, and later the family wishes to return to the program, the family's eligibility for the program must be re-verified. A new application must be completed. How long do you keep a family on the wait list that does not return to finish enrollment? There is no limit on how long a family may be on the wait list. The agency is required to have an active waiting list during the year. The wait list is the place where a child's application must remain until the child is moved to the acceptance status. Being on the wait list simply means that the child has been determined eligible for the program and is on the waiting list for the agency to identify the vacancy. Question: a 1040 tax form was used for income verification during an enrollment. We used the total income as proof. During a review, we were told that when a parent is self-employed that we should use tax line 37. Can you explain why? Answer: families that indicate that they are self-employed and therefore have self-employment tax to pay and other business expenses to report, the actual gross income is identified on line 37 and not line 22. The income on line 37 should only be used for self-employed families.